Namaste. And thank you so much for sitting with me with your undivided attention. And welcome to class to share this warm tea with me today in this cozy winter day beside the fire. Nothing like it. So in today's class, I want to talk about what really is that we need in order to get free. What is all the information that are in the internet that teachers have told you, that all the details, because it's so many information. What do you really need to extract and say, okay, the more important part that define your inner freedom, what is it? And this is something that you cannot lose track of it, because any action, intention that you do should be focusing towards this goal. It doesn't matter if you're working at the empowerment level, at the spiritual level, at the soul level, at the angel level, whatever level you are working, you should not miss this point. I'll make you a few points, but this one is the more important one. Number one, identification with what you are not. What is it that I am really, and what is it that I am not? Am I my personality? I am my relationships? Is it who or what is defining me? How I feel that I am me, and how I pursue over and over that concept or that relation or that object to define me. Let's put, for example, one of the most powerful definitions that we do have culturally and biologically, and is family, clans, nations. Oh, I am white, oh, I am black, oh, my family is from here, oh, my family is down, oh, my family. The truth is that all families are somehow a series of sacred contracts that are constantly interacting in one frequency. And then you define, you say, okay, my mother, my father had defined me in that way. When you're a teenager, you say, oh no, I'm not that anymore. I want to find my way. Right? That is the first impulse, a spiritual impulse, is who you really are without your family. What is defining you, and what is that you're taking and continue to animate and give energy to have a sense of who you are. And that who you are can becomes in three different ways. One is your appearance, right? Your culture, you're a male, you're a female, identified with some kind of gender, some kind of image, some kind of biology. Then is the mind. Oh, this person thinks different than me, therefore I don't belong there, so I don't define myself this way, but I define it this other way. So the mind gives a lot of conversations to you of who you are accordingly to the interaction and accordingly to what others say about you. Oh, this person don't like me. Oh, my family don't like me. My family likes me. This doesn't agree with me. And you can get lost in all these conflicts, familiar conflicts. But at the bottom is what is defining you, and when at one point is not serving you to define you anymore. So let's say you are in a clan, and at one point you start thinking different. Most of the time, each of the member of the family, there are, in each family there is the crazy, there is the ingenious, there is the the logic, is the helpful, we have all of them. But who you are in that, you don't need to define yourself or say, oh, I am this, and if I am not that, then I don't belong to that. So the process of no identification comes of how you are conversing with your mind. Or better say, how the mind is giving you conversations of definitions of who you are. And at the end of the day, sweetheart, that is the spiritual work, is to start peeling all the definitions that the mind have gave you to define you, and that you are identifying with it, something that you love, something that you feel that you cannot be detached from it. Your husband, your kids, it's all that is definitions that they may have served a role in one point of your life. You say, if I am a mother, it's okay. I am a mother. I am defining myself as a mother. But when the kids grow, you're not defining yourself anymore as that. I was that, and that past gave me a lesson and so on, an experience. But that is my next point. Through the no identification, you start also seeing that your experiences are joyful events for you to learn, and you are not attached to the identification of experiences, right? So we have the relations, and we also have the life experiences. That's something that at one point you're saying, no, I'm not my experiences. I'm not what my body and my relations are defining me to be. As you grow in your daily practice, because it's through meditation that you open that space to sense you. It's okay, who am I really? What is my infinite nature? And from that point, you can look at all the relationships and all the experiences and all the objects and subjects that have served you as identification and say, they were just helping. But that is not me. So the abolition of what you're not start naturally open a desire for you to be in your own self, in your own space, and you need courage. See, I have encountered seekers, beautiful seekers, but in the moment where they need to relate to that solitude, they feel nervous and they feel that, oh, I need to fill it up with something. So what they do, they come back to the family, they come back to the old job, they come back to the conversations of the mind, not to really be at peace with that kind of emptiness, with that kind of no reactive towards your own self, towards your own life. So it's a passage, right? So the first is, please no identified with what you think you are. You are not what you think you are. That's the first step. The second step is allow this small peeling of different things that have defined you to wash away, to detach, to move away from you. Third is that sense that I am okay in my own self, that I am not alone, but I have some kind of space within me that is filled with the true me, which is peace, which is joy, which is active, which is enthusiasm, which is expansion, which is relating. And from that place comes the paradox that you will have a better relationships with family. You will have a better relationship with absolutely anything in your life, because you are not identified. You are giving, number one, respect. Let others be the way they are. It's not your business. but you still can relate. Not with an opinion, but you can relate. And you have the freedom to relate to your own space, to your own now, to your own ideas, to your own inspiration, the way you want it, right? And second, it gives you creativity. The creativity is a sign of enlightenment, meaning creating something that doesn't exist. It's not putting together what already existing and making something else. It's something that is new in your world. It may be existing in another frequency, in another planet, whatever, but in your world, something is new, something is exciting, something is undiscovered. And that is when the true not attachment, the true no identification is flowing through you. And the third is the reduction of thought process. That is when you're seeing that your own spiritual work is sustaining you. When you are not grounding yourself in thoughts and what you should do, doubts and fears and insecurities and thinking over, am I right? No, that kind of conversation is out of your mind. What is resting in your mind is the creativity and the immediate ways that the mind can serve you to eat, to walk, to deal with the weather, to have a pleasant conversation. But it's very different than just being all the time in the mill of the mind. But all that consequences are a distillation of no identification. That's all what you need to pursue, is to see what you are not, and to see very clearly to what and who and how you have chosen to identify yourself just because you forgot who you are, just because you were not taught, not because you're bad, just because there is no education that teach you what you are not, the true creativity, the divine part of you that is inevitable emerging in our humanity, and that we need to deal with it. Trust me that there is a part of you right now that is peeling one of these layers of no identification. How you feel it? Certain discomfort, certain new territory, certain ways that you want to say, but you feel that, oh, I should not say to my family or to these friends or to these colleagues. That is your changing. That means you're seeing yourself and the world in a very different way. Acknowledge that. Praise yourself for that. It's happening. The change is happening in you. Just make yourself aware of it. Rejoice and feel grateful about it. I thank you very much for sitting with me, sharing this tea, and I will see you in our next class. Who knows in what place? Until then, namaste.